Had a bit of a difficulties as he restarts the engine. They're going to be checked and see what is the problem. Maybe a quick thing with the driver, because like Johnny just said, if their lap times are too slow, we do have to pull them out, and that's just Monash going a bit wide there, but managing to stay within the cones, and Gratz closing up behind Monash. Gratz really flying here in those laps.
Oh, a couple of cones there from Monash. I think it was 3 cones just while coming down the straight. Of course, drivers complaining here about that the track's just a little bit too thin, so I think those big wings there, just front left-hand side, clipping a couple of cones from the change lane. But interesting, you got TU Gratz just hunting them down now. I think it's actually quite a stable gap between the two, so obviously whatever issues we think we saw earlier with Monash, they seem to have got them sorted out.
Yeah, definitely. Gratz really with the person best 76.76, Berg 69 on the best time 75.
Well, besides Cal Poly and Pomona finishing car number 70, well done for them. We got car number 9 from Michigan. They just got pulled in by the scrutineers because they wanted to have a chat with the driver to see whether he can up his pace a little bit, because he is out of the 133% rule. So they had a little chat with the driver, and somehow he convinced them that he can up the pace a little bit. So they're sending him out, but they're keeping an eye on him. That's for sure.
Interesting to watch now. You just see the Monash driver actually modulating not only the throttle but also the brake there through the horseshoe bend. TU Gratz seemed to be holding. Monash seems to be just be able to hold them off there, so not close enough to be getting the blue flag for Monash. But this Bang Pop award, I think TU Gratz starting to climb a little bit closer towards Monash.
Yeah, they really are catching up, and I mean that was another fastest time for Gratz, and it's just 75.48 seconds, so they're just about 5/10 of a second behind the fastest car so far in the combustion. I think that was our Langen team that we saw before, and just let me check that for you, because we've got the ranking here. Sorry, I have to correct myself. That's of course Stuttgart with their fastest time in the combustion. That's car number 2 that has set the pace of 74.92. And Monash here, car 66.
Yeah, we got car 60 there, just coming through the, coming down onto the back straight. Car 60 there from Weingarten. Yeah, and they're coming through now to take the checkered flag. Oh yeah, and the driver's pumping their fist. Thumbs up from the driver in the car. They're super pleased with that.
Well, I can really quote that with FEL. That is great in, so bloody hell, you did great job here. Well done, guys, from Weingarten. Great performance. And Gratz is getting closer and closer to Monash here.
Yeah, 2 more cones there from Monash. I think there might be a bit of an issue with this car from Monash. Oh, and 2 more cones again down the straight from Monash as well. Oh, and another one through the killer cone chicane. I think Monash maybe might have car problems here that's slowing them down. So I think the driver's really just overdriving the car, just trying to squeeze the time out of it. Of course, that it just seems to be having a really bad effect on the car as Michigan come back out again. And really what that driver really needs to do is actually just settle down, try not to push the time out of the car, just relax a little bit as they now get overtaken by TU Gratz as well. Try not to take fast times as they are on straights.
Yeah, Johnny and Daniel, I've got one of the Cal Poly guys just beside me. What's your name?
Brandon Marshall.
And what's your role within the team?
I am engines and calibrations.
Well done. So you just finished endurance. Just give us a brief thought.
Pretty scared for a second there. Thought that wheel that came off was our car, but it wasn't. So we pulled through. We're finished with endurance. The competition's over. We're glad.
Well done. Congratulations. You made the trip all the way here. So well done, guys.
Thank you, sir.
And just as we had the interview, we see Chalmers car number 4 coming out on track there. They're another car out on track, so a total of 6 cars. But Michigan still having problem. US Hamburg have just overtaken them, and we've just seen the checkered flag here for a car 66 from Monash. They'll be heading in for their driver's change. Here, US Munich, I think they're on their final lap. Yes, they are. So this is the car to look out for. They'll be receiving the checkered flag until finishing the endurance. But Michigan really struggling out there.
Yeah, we've got it's not the Norwegian cars. It's the Swedish blue car that out there from Chalmers. I know that the first driver sitting in there just had a quick look was Frederick. I claimed yesterday he was the quicker of the two drivers, but their second driver Simon, he was disputing that a little bit, saying that he was he's coming towards the end of his career now, and he says the other driver Frederick just doesn't quite have the experience that he does. But we'll see who wins on that stakes as we got TU Graz closing in on car number 4 Chalmers, as car number 9 Michigan to continue to have the issues, but Chalmers having quite a clear track in front of them, so hopefully they can put a good couple of times in now and keep TU Graz behind them.
Yes, and that's exactly the question, whether or not they can keep TU Graz behind them. We'll just have a look. First lap time was 80.9 seconds, but Graz have got a new lap time record here, 74.81. They are the fastest car on the track here, and congratulations to their driver so far, the first driver of TU Graz of car 109, 74.81. That is the fastest time that we've seen so far. And as we've just said, that car E13 US Munich are coming through with a checkered flag. Congratulations there to the Munich team. They did a great job, and the team I think are really happy. Next out is of course 69 Hamburg, our Hawks Racing team, for their driver change.
Yeah, in the meantime, we have a couple of questions from our audience back home, and it's from Cardiff Racing. They are wondering what really happened with the Team Bath guys. As we could see, there was some kind of rim failure. Johnny, did you get a look at that?
Yeah, I did. It's just the actual centerpiece of the rim, basically it just seemed to crack on all 3 points, so the wheel just went flying off across the track.
Yeah, thank you, Johnny. In the meantime, we have car number 66, Monash, completed the driver change, and the engine restarted without any problems, so they'll be out there soon, just after car number 44, which is lined up at the start as we speak.
That's great to hear, as we got car number 109, a late entry into former student Germany here, TU Graz, passing the car number 4, Chalmers, setting a time of 79.07, so Graz there 5 seconds faster than Chalmers. Car number 44 there from Ohio State entering in. Seems like they're going to be out at the same time as car number 9 Michigan. So it seems like Ohio is going a bit quicker. We're going to get in on that side of the lap times.
Problems with finding and getting their slot. That was a problem, and that's why Ohio, we should have been seeing them a bit earlier. They probably had some issues there with the car. We might get some background information, but they will be coming out very soon here, and we'll be seeing what kind of lap times they will do, and hopefully haven't got the same sort of problems what Monash have here, and Michigan have here, sorry, and because Monash and TU Graz are really doing a great job here together with Chalmers as well. I mean, Chalmers, their lap times is not bad either, even though Graz is still kicking in front with another best, 74.55. Well, congratulations there. They're really picking up the pace.
Yeah, and they come through that time with 76.17, Chalmers 76.86, so I think getting behind the Graz car, maybe the Chalmers driver able to actually see some different lines and really get Graz, currently our fastest lap holder for the combustion cars.
And I think we're getting a meatball flag here for the Michigan guys. They're just doing about 100 seconds lap times. This really isn't good. They are having some technical difficulties. The car's not responding as it wants to. The gas pedal, acceleration pedal.
Yeah, we got Monash coming through there with a 68.4 seconds, so slightly faster. So yeah, they must have a faster driver into the car now, as we see TU Graz just hammering their way around through wings. Chalmers coming in behind them. You can see a clear difference there between those two cars. Yeah, really sort of almost a dream story here. TU Graz last minute entry into the competition. They come along. I think they were in design finals as well, so really good show from them. Lovely, beautiful little engine they got in the back there. Really, they're really going to push Monash here for this Bang Pop Award as well.
Definitely, but the great thing is here, Chalmers is up, and we're seeing last lap here for TU Graz for the first driver, who's done another astounding run. We're into the 74s now, 74.07 seconds. Now, this is what we had predicted early on. We should be seeing 70 seconds, maybe low 70, and slowly we're getting to that stage where the cars are achieving these times.
Yeah, as we look out over the back of the track, as TU Graz heads down into the halfway point, and just coming through ahead of us there is Hawks Racing, setting a time of 76.52. So yeah, just about 2 seconds off the pace just now. Monash just crossing across the front of us there, 75.95. So they definitely have a faster drive in. And we got Mickey here with some information for us.
Yeah, I had a little chat with the Michigan guys. They were absolutely gutted, and they knew what the problem was. They had a short circuit on the fuel pump with the electrical, so the drivers was driving around with one hand on the breaker, just keeping the short circuit alive, let's say like that. And that was the reason why he was so slow out there. But they knew it was going to be very tricky to get it done. It all has to do with carbon being conductive, and there's some kind of short circuit.
Well, we just saw car 1092 Grant's pit in there. And I hope everything goes well, because their first driver has really put some decent lap times in, being the fastest car out on track so far. And we do hope and wait for the second driver out on track still. We got car 44 Ohio, Chalmers and Hamburg, as well as Monash. They are all doing in a 75-76 times there, so this is pretty good. The second driver of Hamburg has just gone out in his first lap with a 78.67, just getting to know the track. I think we should be 76 as well.
And every last car out there sporting wings at the moment, and of course, you know, there's a bit of a tough choice there really, because sure, you can go for the high downforce, but sadly also when it comes to the straightaways, you also get quite a lot of drag from those wings. So of course we look at Monash, car number 66, beautiful little DRS system on that car as well, both front and rear wings. So of course they don't get the fuel economy penalty that most of the other cars with static wings have. So I'd say, looking at Chalmers, they've probably not gone for the most aggressive setting. You know, they're trying to make sure that they get some fuel saved there. But the car looking nice and steady coming out of the corner. Just going in over the jump through the slingshot, coming around here onto the straightaway. Let's see how they get braked. Yeah, nicely braked there in through quickly the last couple of sections of corners. Oh, a bit slowly there through, but 76.73, that's good lap time, personal best there for the driver, and no cones either, no cones, just jumping out and giving them a quick bite. Car number 44, we got Ohio State again running out of they're running out of order, unfortunately, which means that they get a 2-minute penalty on top of whatever time they set. But 76.39 seems like they're running at the moment together with cars that sort of around the same time as then. Car number 66 Monash beautifully through the last couple of corners. Yeah, they just set 75.56, so they're quite settled. Seem to have a much faster driver in now.
Yeah, and talking about slot times, we've still got another 2 cars, I think, that we're waiting for. That, of course, our electric team from Team Munich and Trondheim. Just saw queuing up there. I think that was a Team Munich guys, E12. They come up. Another team who missed a slot was Ingolstadt E34. So these are another teams and drivers that we'll be seeing very briefly and shortly out there.
Sadly, unfortunately, I'm looking across here at the DECRA scrutineering, and I see car number E11 from NTNU Trondheim. Must be a late issue that they found there. So it seems like they're going to be running out of position, unfortunately, which means a 2-minute penalty, which is a real shame for them, because they put on a fantastic show this weekend. But hopefully we'll see them later on, and the not too distant future, and be able to put in some good times.
Yeah, I really hope that, because they really have a nice looking car, and they really put some great lap times yesterday in the autocross. And all Hawks just clipping 2 cones there as they go through the chicane before the start-finish line. Mono straight after, using that gap where the cones are gone, so just missing it. So he's got the advantage there, so thank you, Hawks, is what he's saying.
Yeah, it really shows just how quick these drivers can react. And, you know, nothing against it. Oh, that's a nice big engine coming out there. That's 109. Mickey, do you want to give us a quick update from the driver change?
Yeah, that went really smoothly as well. No problems at all. Engines fired right up. So the very last car in this competition, as they entered, they were really quick out on the endurance, so they looked really good.
Yeah, it's good for them. Any issues for them sort of later on, then any issues for the bigger teams later on, then I think we'll see if they could end up climbing their eye on the finishing stakes.
Definitely. We've got car number 4, Chalmers, coming through the chicane here to the start-finish line, and they're being shown the last lap as well. before they will be coming into the pit area for their driver's change. Close up behind car 44 on their 7th lap, 76.54. And we're talking about our Hamburg team. They were doing about 80 seconds with the second driver. They've really got down to the 76s as we just predicted. So, 75 just now, 75.34. Well, congratulations there. I think the second driver really pushing hard, maybe even to get close to the 74s.
Just a phenomenal car, just banging and popping away there. Not quite as settled as it comes through the last corners, but it's that's not necessarily showing on the time. So we got TU Graz coming through there with a 76.62. Monash there in their last run, 75. Yeah, they're just looking much more settled in the corners. Of course, the wings moving around, I think it's a bit of a trick on the eye. It looks like they're rolling a lot more, but no, it's just you're seeing the wings right up there, sort of twisting around.
Yeah, definitely. And as we see car number 4, Chalmers from Sweden, through the horseshoe. So Bastian is getting ready for the checkered flag to be waved at that car. So that we'll be seeing coming into the pit lane for the driver's change. And through the chicane he comes, no cones, nice and smooth, and it's taking an easy way in now.
Yeah, I know they were a little bit sad yesterday. They took a real gamble on the tyres. They put a brand new fresh set of tyres. Aim was to go out and put in the first lap, just to put the car through one heat cycle, get them right up on. Oh, as we see Monash just lose it there, coming through the last sections of corners, taking out 2 cones. Yeah, just clipping one there through the killer cone chicane, but managing not to push it over. Yeah, they ran a fresh set of tyres, but unfortunately they weren't able to take advantage of that, because in their second run they had a car running slower in front of them. So by the time they got round to the 3rd lap, yeah, it came up as a 77. I thought it looked quicker, but it turned out that they'd already cooked the tyres. So the tyres, this car was just skidding all over the place. So unfortunately not able to set a faster time.
It's the race they need to take and Mickey just needs a new set of batteries there, because he's hearing us. So Monash said first and best thing just now. It's so important to get some in the test area, just heat the time up and let them cool down again, not get too much heat in. So this is why it's so important that a lot of teams go into the test area. They get the new tyres out and just sort of gradually get the heat in and then let them cool down again, so that the rubber ready to settle and is ready for the racetrack conditions when they go out. And Monash, yeah, really clipping cones. I'm sorry, this is really ridiculous. Monash really setting some good times, but they are cutting corners, especially at the chicane and the cone killer chicane, and this will cost them at least another 2 to 6 seconds again. I'm not sure how many cones he clipped on the rest of the, from what we're seeing here, they're really collecting some cones.
Big wings and a driver sort of let right back. When I typically have a driver that sits quite up, then way. There seems to be an issue out there with Monash. Actually, they've slowed down. Oh no, Monash has stopped just on grandstand on the way down to the halfway point.
And that is their last lap, to be honest, Monash. So this can't be happening, because it's sort of a bad dream for them. Hawks Racing just being pushed aside, Grants to follow so they can continue the race. And I just saw Monash just really is bad luck. Oh, just a puff of smoke that just came out there. I'm not sure. Oh, another smoke. Oh, something's burning. Not sure. They are burning. They're trying to get the fire extinguishers, getting the driver out of the car. This is not a good sign, but the driver is being pushed off now. I'm not sure if he just tried to start the engine, but back into the pit we've got to
Chalmers. We got Chalmers who completed driver change, and they are out on for the second try on the endurance.
And as Chalmers go out, we've got another car 44 Ohio that came in. Hawks being overtaken there by TU Graz, being shown the blue flag as they go into the overtaking pit lane, and Graz takes over and has got another free track in front of him. But what about Monash, Johnny? What can you see in the back? Still yellow flags being waved there.
Yeah, they're having a good look at the car. The driver's out now, of course. You got that hot turbo there. I mean, we saw or we heard that they don't have the banging and popping anymore, so maybe made a change overnight. So I was speaking to Dr. Wordley yesterday, just a little bit online. He says they're having a few issues. So obviously they were fighting something. Driver really trying to wring the neck out of it, but their endurance is over for today. So, really unfortunate for Nash all the way here from Melbourne. Australia, so I'm sure Dr. Scott was sitting back there a little bit sad, but well, they're still.
Yeah, they're still out there, and this is their last lap, or was their last lap there to complete. So it was a really bad luck running at that, just running into Lund. But we've seen these things happen before. We've seen the things with a lot of teams that, especially in the last lap, some things can go wrong. It is really daunting for the team. They you know, I really feel for them because it's something. But I can see Hawks over there going a bit slow as well. That's car 69. Not sure if they're having a bit of difficulties as well, or maybe that's the next car. That's not going out too far so far, but they're really crawling along here. Oh, it's trying to pick up pace. I think now and then he can get his foot down, but this doesn't look good for Hawks Racing Team.
No, and what lap are they on now at the moment?
They're also nearly on the last lap. They're coming into the last lap sign that's being signalled to them by our officials here down there, and we just have to keep our fingers crossed that not the same thing happens just with car 66 Monash before. It doesn't sound too good, to be honest, Johnny, from what I can hear.
Let's hope that car can make it to the end. I mean, it's really heart-wrenching when something like that happens on the last lap. So
it's going slower and slower there, Johnny.
Yeah, I think the big thing is just get it into a gear. Just, you know, keep your foot just a little bit off the throttle. Hopefully it just ticks over and just pulls the car around. As we hear car 109 also slowing down a little bit there off the throttle. Oh, slowing down quite a lot actually through wings. I didn't quite expect that. They were definitely my favourite car through wings there yesterday. Very, very brave, very planted car. I wonder if they're also having fueling issues.
Well, oh, sorry, Mickey.
Sorry to interrupt. I'm just looking at. I was just in the pits, and car number 44, Ohio State, got through the driver change without any problems, and they are out on track. A lot is happening. I'm just looking at the guys from Monash University here, and they're absolutely got it. They are being congratulated with a good drive by the other teams, but oh man, it's so sad to see them like this.
Yeah, especially on their last run. But Hawks Racing Team, they are really clinging on to the last fibre there on their string, maybe on acceleration pedal. They're really pushing hard, going extremely slow there. And he's just trying to do everything he can, I think, to bring it home here on his last lap. Really going to keep out your eye on those, because I don't want to see another car failing on track and it goes extremely slow. Oh no, it's coming to a standstill now as Ohio State is right behind them. It's still crawling, it's managed to continue crawling.
Oh, and the crowd are willing them on. Really, come on, just get that car back on there and keep them running.
They are still back on track, but they are really going slow. The driver's doing everything. I'm not sure if the engine's still running there as Chalmers come up to the back of it. It's being also shown to go across it. Oh, nearly hitting the Marshal. The Marshal's got to be careful there. And Hawks Racing Team, they're stuck in gear. The driver's saying, please take me off track, please. And this is another car in the final last lap. I can't believe it. 2 in the space of 1 minute. Gratz being held back there, but has got a free track in front of them now.
Yeah, it's just heart-wrenching to see that as we see car 109.
Oh,
as
no,
I said, I spotted
3 cars
they're
now.
having issues with fuel. What lap are we on? You see, they're on lap 16. So
this can't be happening. This is a bad dream, Johnny. It really is, Mickey. Oh, God, this is 3 cars out in the space of not even 2 minutes out there.
Unbelievable. I'm just looking at the guys here from Austria, of car 09 from TU Graz. They're just cursing away, and rightly so. Unbelievable. 2 of the top teams here, Hawks and TU Graz, just slowing down and coming to a standstill within a couple of 100 meters of each other. It's just unbelievable.
It looks like that Hawks restarted its engine. He was just sort of nudging forward a couple of centimeters, but he's trying again, I think, to get the engine, but I'm not sure how much juice he's got left in that battery.
He's even shaking left to right just to try and see if he can get some fuel into the fuel pump, as we got Chalmers coming past now. And of course, it's sad for the other cars as well, because it affects their time, but slowing down, they also get to use a little bit less fuel, so maybe we won't see any. I won't jinx it even. There we got car number 44, Ohio, coming through lap 11 there.
It really looks like Hawks is really trying. The driver's really trying. He's moved about a metre in the past 60 seconds that we're watching. Theo Grant has not moved an inch at all, so Theo Grant really seems to be out of this race. Driver's still in the car, but this is not looking good, guys. I really feel with you for Graz at Tankia, and with Hawks Racing. Hawks already pushing a bit forward again. I'm not sure, is that moving, not moving? Well, he's gained another 10 centimetres close to the start finishing line, but that's not going to make it. He's got the engine up and running. Is that what I hear? No, it's stalled again. He's trying to start again. It's sort of half running. The driver shaking his head as the engine goes down again. This is not looking good, guys. The 60 seconds are almost up, but still on track. We got Ohio State Chalmers still going strong, and of course Ingolstadt E34. That's the electric team that missed a slot at the beginning of the afternoon endurance. That's why we're seeing that car racing here now. Yeah,
running rather slowly, I think, yeah, that's just for safety. But then again, they were just as they were coming out of the corner of Broken Dreams. That was a bit, a bit tough.
Talking about broken dreams, it's 2 cars or 3 cars out in a small space of time. This is Hawks Racing team who are being seen pushed back with the driver. It's a DNF of Hawks. I'm really sorry for you guys. Same as with Monash, both teams in the last and final lap. Theo Grants were in the 16th lap. They're doing awesome times, setting a track record, which of course won't count as the fastest time because they could not complete the endurance race so far.
Lining up there in the to come out into the endurance, we got car number E11, NTNU Trondheim. Seemed to have some issues there. They were over at scrutineering. They're still in around the back of the car, so yeah, hopefully they can get out into the track. They've had a really impressive performance this weekend. Personally, favourite of mine. You know, they've really had a tough job this year. It's only their 3rd year competing in Formula Student. I think they were a top competing car the first year they ever entered. Came back with a nice big wibble wobble wing on the back of the car last year. In their 2nd year, really impressive, both at UK and Germany. Unfortunately, unable to finish. I think the wibble wobble wing actually managed to break. So hopefully they can go out here and try and end up with a higher finish.
Yes, and as we see the Hawks Racing driver being escorted back by our officials. Maybe Mickey is already making his way to them. Let's get some live feedback of that. He's he's just showing his hand. He can't believe it himself. You know, he's made it 1.5 laps in this sort of safety mode feature where he was crawling on the track. He can't believe it himself. This is really some bad luck that these 3 teams have had here in Hockenheim this year in 2014. But Ohio State car number 44 still going strong. They're 87 lap times. We didn't see 2 fast times yesterday in Autocross, and I think the drivers, as they missed the time slots as well, I think they're going here more on the safe side now.
Yeah, that's the most important thing. You know, there's points in the whole competition here in the endurance. So the most important thing is just bring it on and get some times on the board, you know, and bring the points. Sure, TU Graz, they were just absolutely lighting up the timing boards there, but sadly they ran out of fuel. So TU Graz, both TU Graz and 69 Hamburg Hawks Racing, both running out of fuel within 100 meters of each other. It's just so sad to see.
Yeah, Johnny, you're absolutely right. I just had a small chat with the driver from Hawks. He confirmed it's most probably out of fuel. So that's the end. It's really sad to end it like this.
Yeah, that really is bad to hear that it's a fuel problem. Johnny had the suspicion, and thank you for putting that straight as well. What about our Graz driver? Maybe we can get some feedback of them if that was also a fuel problem or if they had some other technical difficulties. As we see Ingolstadt with their best time, E34 doing a 90.4. Ohio State still with a fairly good moderate times, 87 seconds. And Chalmers still racing across here with 78.56. They're on nearly last lap as well. I think when they come round, our officials will be showing them their last lap sign too.
Yeah, sadly I got the drivers mixed up there. Unfortunately, it was Simon was the first driver in. He was the one who was coming to the end of his career. So yeah, he actually managed to bang in much faster lap times. We call him the light bulb, because you just you know, when he's off, he's off, and when he's on, he's on. You just screw him in, flick on the switch, and he's on. So really good to see that Simon sort of reaching the end of his career there. He's able to still bang in the lap times over the young guys. Here we got Mickey with an update.
Yeah, I had another driver with me. There was a driver from TU Graz. He also confirmed it was lack of fuel, so that's also very sad for them.
Yeah, that really is sad. I mean, if it's a fuel problem, that's just a calculation problem. This is something that you should see beforehand and get right. This is near to, I must say, close to an amateur fault that they made there. So they might have done a bit more on the edge than they were supposed to, trying to get the close competition a bit tighter. But
well, I think you're a bit harsh there, Daniel, because we even see Formula One teams who are the best on the planet making these mistakes. So it's not a big deal. I mean, yes, it's a mistake, but there are so many parameters that can influence the consumption of the fuel. Yes, you should always be safe, but let's not be too harsh on them. They did an awesome job.
We got car number 44 here, slowing a little bit there on the. Oh, I wonder if they're running out of fuel as well, as they're on lap number 15 of the endurance here. Hopefully they can get to the end. Just fighting some issues there, as we've got Chalmers just coming out of wings. They got the last lap board on their last lap through there, just coming through over the corner of Broken Dreams as they come around here up towards the horseshoe bend. Yeah, really just trying to struggle to keep that back end from going out. I'd say Freddie's in there enjoying himself. Rotax Max Racer back as they hammer down the last straight into the final corner. They're going to take the checkered flag, and I have to say, I'm just going to throw out all my neutrality, and I'm going to say I'm very, very happy with that car getting through. Car number 4 at Chalmers, as we have Pat Clark here to shake my hand. Pat, what are you thinking about the endurance here today?
I've seen half a lap.
No, which car did you manage to see? How good was it?
I saw this blue car from Sweden stagger around looking poor and decrepit, and congratulations to Chalmers, they did a very good job. But literally, I've been so busy across in Pat's corner and doing other things that I've just come over to see the last few cars around.
Yeah, great to see you here, Pat. I haven't got to see you all weekend, so a bit of a shame, but I'm sure.
Two bloody Irishmen together, that's trouble.
Yeah, especially two Irishmen with a microphone in their hands. Listen, thanks very much for the big cheer for Chalmers there. I'm sure they won't mind me revealing to you that they've been struggling with fueling issues all weekend, and they did not think that they would make it to the end of this endurance. I was really scared there that we were going to see a third car stop out there, the endurance. So,
well done there to them. They really got a personal best lap time of 75.5 seconds with the last lap that they had in front, so that's extremely well done there to you guys. And last I think we've got out here is our Ingolstadt team and our Ohio State. Ohio State just been shown, I think, the last lap sign, so not many laps to go, and not much time to go until we see our final 5 countdown of the best team so far.
Yes, Daniel, we have actually car number E11 from Trondheim and car number E12 from TU Munich getting ready to start the endurance.
Okay, then I stand corrected, of course. That means we've got to have another 2 very fast teams here on track. Our faster teams E11 and E12. This will stand for a bit of a performance change, so we've got a bit longer until we see the final 5, but this makes, of course, all more interesting because we had a lot of dropouts lately. This will shake up the top 10 and top 5 ranking of the teams and make it all more interesting. All the teams that have collected the points have made the calculations, see where they stand now. They have to juggle up everything as well, and I'm going to be really curious what teams are up there in the top 5 this evening.
Yeah, it's the thing about this competition. It's so close as we watch car number 44 just slowing a little bit down there as they're coming through each of the corners. I think they're struggling with a fueling issue. But they're on lap number 17, so as soon as they come around next time, they're going to get the last lap board. We've got, coming into the halfway point, we've got one of my favourites of this competition, car number 11, NTNU Trondheim, but I've been told not to make any references to parrots this weekend. So car number 44 coming through on their last lap. They're really struggling at the moment with a fueling issue. Just every time they go through the corner, of course, the fuel sloshes from side to side, so it really goes away from the pickup. Oh no, as we've got car number E11, it's just slowing down there just as it's coming out of the pendulum and heading the way towards the wings. They've had issues this morning. I've seen them over in scrutineering, so yeah, they got 60 seconds now. As we got car number E12, yeah, great NTNU on the go again. Hopefully that's not terminal. As we see E12 just cruising out there, Daniel, what's your take on that?
Well, from this morning, what I've heard, they have had issues as well, same as Trondheim. So maybe they said, all right, before we go flat out, we're just going to take it easy and hopefully just get some of the points in efficiencies and some of the points before finishing endurance. This, of course, means that they're not allowed to be going too slow. But at the moment, it looks not too good for Trondheim, who were managed to restart and now have come to a halt again, while Ohio just makes a big go around, and the driver's getting out.
They're going for the fire extinguishers there as well. We've got smoke, unfortunately.
So this is, of course, electric car. They're seeing smoke and everything. This is a CO2 fire extinguisher just to put there and hopefully cool down and get away the oxygen. But as we see, close save, so the marshals have to be a bit careful there if they see smoke out of that. So, Mickey, what have you got for us?
Daniel, in the case of electric fire, they will have to use the firemen. As car number 44, Ohio State finishes, it's great to see them finish. But as we see, our firemen are going out there for the electrical fire, because electrical fire is a bit different from a normal fire. You really do need the professionals to put it out.
Yes, you're absolutely right there, and I think Ohio just managed to finish that. So control just tried to delay that a bit, and we're making everything possible. Congratulations there to Ohio. Your last lap in just in time, and congratulations that you're way in the points now. You really made a good stand, and we see as our expert fire team, they're putting on the gas masks, as we already know. We've got a bit of a wind there, thankfully not to the grandstand, but coming our way to the Brunel Tower, so if there is any toxic smoke, it definitely won't influence you though. But this is, of course, just an extreme safety factor. Most of the time when we see smoke out of it, it's not battery smoke or anything burning, it's maybe some brakes or other things that we can see. That's usually 90% the reason for coming smoke out of the car.
Yeah, my heart really goes out to NTNU. You know, I was up there about 11 and a half months ago having a chat with them, and they really have amazed me. Such a beautiful, beautiful car that they've produced. You know, a really great team, very, very welcoming, very open with their communication. You know, we talk quite a lot about how they were setting up the team. A really fantastic team to watch. You know, I think, folks, we really need to give NTNU Revolve a really big hand of applause for the show they put on for us this weekend. Come on, folks, give us a round of applause. Yeah, well done.
Definitely the first time that we've got out the electric fire brigade. That's the first time I've seen them so far. They're still keeping a bit of a distance. I think they're still checking up with the officials and maybe some feedback of the driver, what was going on.
Yeah, Daniel, I had a little chat with the driver. He was absolutely gutted, but it was just an overheating problem. They don't really know what caused it, but it was just really overheated and it just caught fire.
Yeah, it's a fantastic showing from this team. NTNU, coming from Norway, of course, they don't have an automotive market there at all. So I think it's quite fantastic. You know, it's only their third year in this competition, managing to get best newcomer in their first year. So, you know, putting on a really good show. I think they've really set a benchmark now for teams going in for first-year electric cars.
Yeah, and as we wait for the fire brigade experts who are now closing in into the car, they're being extremely cautious, and they should, of course. We've already had a bit of an incident a couple of weeks ago with our Stuttgart team, where they had an incident of their car burning down. They don't want to have something like that reoccurring here in Hockenheim, so the firemen are being extremely careful. They are having a look there back under the tray of the driver where the batteries and engines are stored to see where the smoke was actually coming from. And so far they still being very cautious, but still looking into it. So we're trying to keep you updated. Maybe we can get some live feed over the official radio, and as soon as we know something new, we'll of course give that and pass it on to you.
Yeah, they're taking the technical safety officer out there to take a look at the car as well. Yeah, I mean, fires. It's sadly it's not unusual for any Formula Student car, regardless of powertrain, to experience a fire. You know, I'm sure Chalmers won't mind me saying, but they actually had quite a big fire in the dyno this year. had to set off the big extinguisher system as well. So cost quite a lot of money to replace that one. But they, safety's paramount at the end of the day. So it's whether it be electric or combustion, there's always a fire risk. But with a lot of good technical rules, enable the teams to sort of make sure that they've got safety. So, Mickey.
Yeah, it's a good thing that you mentioned this because this gives us an opportunity to tell it something about the electric cars. As we all know, they run on batteries, and when batteries overheat and get fire, the smoke coming off of it is really hot and also very toxic. So that's why the firemen are over there, probably with their gas masks on. With their gas masks on, and that's why they are taking no chances at all with these electrical fires or battery fires, because you cannot just put them out like that, and it's very toxic.
Yeah, it's my understanding. I think we've had 4 fires this year with electrical cars. So the rules committee, the international rules committee, really sort of taking that under control and really sort of looking why those fires actually happen. So they revealed this point to us while we were in the rules update at the meeting while we were in Formula Student UK. So it's really good that they're taking this seriously.
Yeah, and we have to remember that these are very special batteries. They need to be charged really quickly and discharged really quickly. It always goes with a lot of heat generation as well. So it's really very important to keep the batteries cool, and just that's why there are all kinds of safeties as well in the car. When it's overheating, then it automatically shuts off, and sometimes it's just a little bit too late.
Yeah, I mean it's quite interesting with these electrical cars. The combustion engine. It's a very mature technology. Of course, we're still making quite a lot of innovations there, but quite a new technology. So we got students here learning and really trying to push the boundaries. Within this competition of Formula Student, I think the electrification, the move that they made there towards electrification is really we're educating the engineers of the future here. You look around, you see all the different automotive manufacturers here from Germany. They're really supporting this, really getting behind that. You see all the different car companies' names on the sides of the cars. So they're really supporting this. So it's really good for them to have students who are learning how to operate with electrical systems. And hey, let's be honest, it's also really good to have students who are operating with combustion systems too. It's not a dead technology yet, as we both work with powertrain.
And let not just forget that this is just students building a car. I mean, the professionals of the future. I mean, we've had a couple of newscasts as well past that, of course, Tesla car they had with their Super S problems as well. It was all over the news that one of their cars also burnt down. But, of course, a driver who was interviewed after said, well, I got a couple of things from the signal and I just overheard them because I was really a bit dry to get to work. So I just thought, oh, okay, take the first and second warning, but that's, of course, the warnings are there for a reason, and most probably that's why in the press back in California that car burned down. So it doesn't just happen here. Thankfully, we've not seeing a burned car here so far, so these are just safety precautions that have been met because of the smoke we saw out of there. And of course, we've got water-cooled engines, motor electric engines, so of course if water goes a bit out and is overheated as well, then that could also be a reason, but safety comes first, and especially with the toxic gases, I don't want to endanger any of our students or any other people working here as volunteers, and that's why we've got the professionals on site here exactly for this reason. So, by the looks of things, we've still got a couple of cars in the pits. That's not to forget Ingolstadt and Munich. That's still patiently waiting, both drivers in the car. And behind that I can see already the top 5 or for the showdown, final 5 showdown of cars in the test area, fueling up and just getting into position, because they reckon it's not going to be long before our car will be hopefully pushed off track, so that track will be released again and we'll be able to get the green flag out here.
Yeah, it's quite interesting. I'm sure some people will be wondering why, if you were in your 3rd year of running Formula Student or taking in Formula, you're just sort of climbing up the ranks. Well, why you sort of kick yourself and go electric? And I think it's a very interesting question. And one thing about Norway is I know that Tesla, they are the highest consumers of Tesla cars in the world per capita, but they are their number 2 market in the world. So they're selling hundreds of cars into Norway at the moment. So the Norwegians really are sort of early adopters of electric cars. Quite interesting, I mean, considering how much oil they actually have in Norway.
Yes, but they've got a lot of oil and, of course, a lot of clean energy. I mean, with all the fjords and mountains, they're able to get a lot of water-generated energy into their network. So they're profiting from both sides at the moment. But away from the geographical and BOPs and so far, looking at the weather back out, we're seeing really quickly. If you look further, or I'm not sure if you can see actually further to the east and north, we really just missed the big thunderstorm and rainstorms. And I think Trondheim serves as well as for our professional fire brigades and marshals, who's made a very safe call here for Trondheim being pushed off. So well done, guys, there for keeping our competition safe and making sure that we're not getting another burnt electric car here on site. So feel very poorly here for Trondheim, but of course there were certain reasons why they couldn't get the time slot, and I think maybe one of the reasons that was the reasons why. So as the car's being pushed off for Trondheim to collect later, I think the marshals will be going back out. Yes, they are being called back out, and then they're getting the green flag. So the track is reopened, and I think shortly we'll be seeing the 2 cars left before the final countdown and showdown of our top 5 and fastest cars from the autocross from yesterday. That will follow closely after that. So let's have a quick look back onto our fastest lap times at the moment. We got a lot of results here, but from the ranking we can still see that the top cars come again like we saw this morning. The top cars with the fastest lap times were the cars that actually did not finish here. That was Rats with the fastest 74.07, second Monash was 74.29, Hamburg was 74.84. The 4th fastest time that was set here was from Stuttgart team, car number 2, 74.92, and that's actually the fastest lap time so far. So this is the lap time we are still looking at from the combustion car to be beaten maybe by the cars coming up next, or the final showdown of the 5 fastest cars from the autocross yesterday. And I'm not sure, Mickey, I think the weather is optimal for that, but are we going to see maybe 70 seconds or under? What's your guess here today?
Well, that's a good question, Daniel. Some of our guys have been betting that we will even see times in the 69 or even 68 seconds. But let's focus on the current cars for now. We got E12 TU Munich out on track.
Yeah, Mickey, I've been meaning to ask you earlier on. We were talking quite a lot about tyres. We were sort of seeing a lot of tyres sort of graining up towards the end of the second run. And I think tyres are going to play a big part later on today. So Delft, of course, even developing their own. I think there's a couple of teams now developing their own tyres. You just want to give us a bit of a discussion on that?
Well, whenever you do that, you need to know what you are doing, and you need to set a goal for yourself. What do you want with those tires? Do you want to play safe, or do you want a tire that just lasts during the endurance and nothing more? It's difficult. It's like black magic. It's a sort of a black art. So it's very difficult to say how well the tires will perform on different surfaces, even if you do testing in a factory conditions. It's just difficult, and you need to put a lot of time and effort into it to get it right.
Thanks very much for that, Mickey. We got car number E12 out on track, and car number E34, who will be continuing their endurance run.
Yes, that's 2 German teams from Ingolstadt and Munich. Munich are still on their first lap. I'm not sure if they will actually manage to complete their first lap out there, as of course the incident just happened with Trondheim earlier on. But Munich, as we're seeing here, they really are playing it safe. They had issues yesterday, and I'm not sure that we'll be seeing any better performance from that car. They are just playing for points. They're trying to get as many points back into the bank and trying to nudge themselves. We're a bit higher up into the ranking, and so that's my guess, probably what they're doing today.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, if some of the faster electric teams later on don't finish, we've seen some big scalps taken already earlier on today. So as we have car E12 really hanging the back end out there, so obviously a bit of a heavy ride. Yeah, I mean, you get the banker laps and get the time on the board. You never know, some of the bigger teams might just drop out, and all of a sudden you're ending up quite high up in the electric class. Yeah, just having a chat with Frank there, just to ask him how he felt that was dealt with. He was super happy. The response very efficient. So of course we are in Germany. So yeah, he's super happy with what just happened there.
Well, definitely. I mean, it's always good that nobody's injured, and everybody's always briefed beforehand about the things that can happen, of course. Especially, we've got a special briefing when all of our marshals and even us commentators here to take that safety briefing about the electric cars, and that's why we've got the information always up front for you, because this is the vital thing that we really need to take into account. If people don't know, people will make stupid mistakes, and these mistakes can be fatal, and that's why we really try to keep up the high standards of safety up here with briefings and keep everybody up to date and informed what they have to do and what they have to take into account and consider when an incident like this can happen. But we just got a bit of a tweet from Cardiff Racing up there. They're just following us on the live stream, and they're really saying, oh my god, we really should have taken and competed in the Hockenheim. There's so many top teams now coming out, and
yeah, but I'm sure their scalp would have been taken off as well. You never know. Although Cardiff, I must say, Chalmers always been very close to Cardiff because of just the way the pits are set out, and always a really good team. Actually, it's quite interesting because the Swedes and the Welsh actually have a very similar education system, a similar focus. It's very project-based learning. So Cardiff always producing lovely little cars over the year, but they always run this. They're one of the early adopters for the Aprilia 6V 550, and well, I think they've learned quite a lot, i.e. blown quite a few engines. So they're not blowing them anymore, I don't think. So maybe they would have finished a bit higher than some cars here today.
Yeah, but they really did a great performance behind Silverstone, so well done there, guys. And we're sorry not to see you here, but maybe next year, maybe you'll make that decision and come over to Hockenheim, and we'll meet you personally, because you're our highest ranking tweeter here at FSG Live. We thank you for that, for your comments and feedback. And still out on track, of course, we've got our E12, CU Munich guy with going under the 90s. So yeah, they are really taking it safe, very consistent times around 90 seconds. And Ingolstadt just undermining that, beating that time about 2 seconds faster per lap with 87 seconds.
Yeah, although taking it easy. I mean, they're really hanging the back end out here. OE34. Yeah, really hanging the back end out there. I think they've been over talking to the Finns again. So yeah, good to see. Seems to be that their second driver's actually a little bit faster than the first, just as they come through the final corner here, going over and setting a lap time of 86.57. That's quite a good lap time there.
Definitely is, but just keep an eye on that if he's sort of oversteering a bit more any other places. Can't see as far back as a grandstand as it just goes through the north curve, follows a grandstand and comes into the first chicane, and then follows through again. But Munich nicely there through the slalom.
Yeah, I think the idea here really is, although you're going slow, it's almost like driving a little four-stroke go-kart. You really just got to keep carrying your speed through the corners, not like the point and squirt Rotax Max go-karts, little two-strokers. Really able to drag them out of the corners. I'm sure some Rotax Max drivers will just be laughing at my complete inexperience and lack of knowledge there. But I have heard that is the difference there between the 2- and 4-stroke go-karts. So yeah, and also important not to take cones. Cones here worth 2 points. As I look over the back of the stadium here, look at this really threatening cloud coming along here. I think this could have an effect on the top 5 cars running.
I hope not, to be honest. It looks really dangerous. I just hope that our Petrus weather guard is still up upon us, because we've still got the sun shining up above us, and I still hope that wind from the southwest just carries it up north past us. I don't know, Johnny. My bet is it'll stay dry as long as until the last car is out and finish the endurance. But I think you're pretty correct there. I think E34 Ingolstadt, they've somehow got maybe a speed limiter or something else. It really looks as if he's just flat out and trying to do this course in one speed without braking, and that's why taking the speed, and in the long left and right hand corner turns maybe pushing out a bit too much as he's still on the throttle and taking that speed with him, and slight oversteering as he wipes out the tail and gets really close to those green cones. But so far I haven't seen anything clipped.
Yeah, quite interesting with these electric cars, as you say. It almost feels just like the drivers actually got their foot flat on the floor, even though it doesn't seem like they're going that fast. It's amazing how well they're able to modulate the throttle, and as Mickey was talking about there, how important that was with combustion cars. Modulation plays a really big part in being able to get good lap times, sort of much better than peak power. So yeah, I think the other thing as well is that drivers also can have target times on their dash in front of them, so they know whether to increase the speed or decrease the speed. I mean, it's just quite interesting looking here. These clouds are really climbing very high into the sky. That's normally a good indicator for lightning action, which is quite big. My partner there just gave me a call earlier on telling me that in Stockholm last night they had 8,700 lightning strikes in Stockholm, which is just unbelievable. But I'm not quite sure whether or not that's going to come here today. The weather prediction is it's just going to skip past it, but we'll see. Nice to see car number 1 there, GFR, rolling up. They've been sitting here for most of the day. Of course, probably having a good chat with their electric car that ran earlier on. Trevor there, unfortunately, he's not been allowed to bring his magic broom into the staging area, so he can't clean. But good for GFR. They've got their tyre covers on, but whatever magic stuff they've got in that broom, unfortunately, not going ahead of the wheels. So I'm sure Trevor's a little bit annoyed. But I must say, really amazed by this team, GFR. Actually, quite a small outfit for the combustion team. Quite a small outfit for the combustion team, so it's very impressive. And I've known Trevor now sort of 3 years since we met him in the UK a few years ago. Just unbelievable, 2 seconds faster than everyone else. And yesterday, their time from autocross, just unbelievable. I was having lunch last night with the Chalmers team leader, and he was just absolutely perplexed. You know, they really thought that they just brought the car up in time to match GFR, and then they go out and put in a 4 second lap faster than them. Big cheers there for Cartnum. Applied Sciences just putting in the personal best at 85.62 as they head through the corner, lost chain. And so after Stuttgart, who lost a chain there on the last lap 2008, unfortunately costing them the overall win for the event, as we have car number E12 from Munich Technical University, 89.7 their last lap there as they come through Wings corner. I don't really think their wings having much effect keeping them on the ground, but it seems to be that the driver able to keep the foot flat on the floor. Mickey, you're down there in the pits. We got a couple of cars lining up. Do you want to just give us a quick update who we got coming in for the top 5?
Yes, I will do that, Johnny. We have car number 1, GFR, with impressive big wings, and just behind them we have car number 5 from TU Munich. Yeah, almost impressive. Almost as impressive as the GFR car, but just next to the number 1 car GFR we have car number E1, so we have both winners from last year competing against each other. Well, not competing against each other because they are driving in a separate competition, but they will be out together on track. And we have also Green Team Stuttgart, car number E26, just being pushed up, and the final car is just being wheeled over. It's obviously E33 Zurich. This is going to be awesome. Yeah, I think we got a really good show here for the folks in the stands.
the weather's quite nice at the moment, but just threatening clouds all around us here at Hockenheim. But the rain that we expected is never really showing up. But interesting there when you're talking about car number E26, Mickey. You're just able to take us through a little bit just what's happened in the past couple of months with it.
Yeah, well, this is one of the cars that got on fire and actually destroyed the car in the fire just a couple of months before the competition started. They did an awesome job rebuilding it again. Fortunately, they didn't have to redesign the whole car, just have some little improvements to prevent another fire. They did an awesome job. They rebuilt the car and they have been testing it as well. And they were just so great on the acceleration, putting in a new world record, and also very good on the autocross. That's why they are here. I'm really looking forward to these cars.
Yeah, really wondering whether or not they can actually do that sort of dream, with everything that happened to them, and just wondering whether or not they can actually come and talk about a win here overall. They've got some pretty stiff competition from those two electric cars lined up alongside them. ETH Zurich, beautifully finished car, winners of UK last year. And of course, Delft E1 winners here last year here at former student Germany in the electric class. But yeah, it'd be really interesting to see the combustion battle there between TU Munich car number 5 and GFR combustion car number 1.
Yeah.
So, I think the crowd is really getting unsettling here because it's currently 34 Ingolstadt here that are coming up to their final lap 18 that they're about to complete, and they really are doing great performance here. They're really battling out, getting some 84, 83 times in there. So the second driver really pushing it a bit harder. So as we wait, as Ingolstadt comes into the slalom, nice and easy, always keeping that same pace as we just mentioned before. Hardly in the brakes, just a tad there as it goes into Broken Dreams corner, and into the pit comes Team Munich for their driver change. And here we see through the slingshot, that's our Ingolstadt team E34. 34, and all the team colleagues are shouting and clapping, and a checkered flag is being waved. Well done there, guys. You really earned that one. E35 from Ingolstadt completing there with their electric car coming into the pits, and the whole team going crazy, hugging, shouting, screaming, and throwing the fists into the air, and really happy with that result. So well done there, guys. We'll still waiting into the pits, Mickey, as the driver change proceeds.
Yeah, well, I'm looking at the cars here, Daniel, Johnny, and there's a little quote from Pat Clark on the car from Stuttgart, from Green Team, and it says, "This car is the Phoenix." Congratulations, Pat. It's a very nice little quote there.
Yeah, I think Cardiff will be pretty happy to hear that. Of course, the Phoenix rising from the flames, it's their city mark, of course. So that's really nice to hear. Really nice to see the pack getting behind them there. We just had a bit of a weather update. We are expecting rain. It seems to be somewhere around 6 to 6:30. So let's hope it doesn't have an effect on our top 5 shootout.
Well, definitely not. I think these are the fast cars that we'll be seeing here today, and fast they should be, and if everything goes well, with the lap times of 70, maybe under 70 seconds here that we're going to be seeing here today, 18 seconds, you can do the math, it won't be long until they will be starting here on the racetrack on the final showdown of the 5 fastest cars from the autocross yesterday, and fast they are, especially 2 teams that we saw extremely fast times, setting some fast times yesterday. That's of course our number 1 car GFR and ETH Zurich. They were very, very fast yesterday.
Yeah, I think what's going to be quite interesting here is that we're having the combustion and electric cars running together. Of course, they're competing in different classes, unlike the UK where they actually merge both vehicles. Just wondering if we can get Mickey there just to get his opinion. Mickey, I'm just wondering, you've got the combustion cars, they're going to be going absolutely flat out. I think these sort of 70 seconds, sub 70 seconds that you're talking about, that's what we're going to get. But thrown into the mix here, we've got the electric cars. They're going to be thinking about that efficiency score. Do you think that that's going to have an effect on the times there for those combustion glass cars?
Well, absolutely, yeah, Johnny. There will be some overtaking because all the electric cars we have here, they will have to drive a little bit slowly just to conserve their energy. They can't really go out flat out as they did in autocross. So they will be driving a little bit slowly than the other cars who can go flat out. GFR will be lapping, I do believe, 4 to 5 seconds a lap faster. So there will be some overtaking out on track, and obviously they will lose some time. But also the cars being overtaken are losing some time because they have to pull into the overtake area. So yeah, they will have some. We will see some effect on the times as well. Hopefully not too big because there are good teams, and let's see whether they can keep the damage to a minimum.
Yeah, we have car number E12 there, getting restarted, heading back out onto track. So as soon as we have E12 finishing this second round of the endurance, then we'll have the top 5 shootout.
And I'm just reading a little tweet here from Green Team Stuttgart. They're saying they're really sick, not because they are sick, but because they're nervous. They are really, hands are tingling there as they wait for the track to be open for them to go and safe. We really did see some great performance of all those electric teams. Zurich, Green Team and Delft, those 3 electric cars. Wow, they really did put on a show yesterday all across. I think, what do you think, Johnny? Do you think we'll be seeing summer show today?
Yeah, it would be absolutely fantastic. You know, I think it's quite nerve-wracking when you're part of a team watching the endurance. I mean, I think this is the first endurance I've watched, I think, in the last sort of 3-4 years, something like that. I always just could never bring myself to actually see what was going on. Generally looking the other way, having someone just update me that everything was okay. So as soon as they were the team comes in, gets out of the driver change, then you're a little bit less nervous. But you know, it's as we've seen, there's some cars here running out of fuel on the last lap. You know, wheels coming off. It's just it's heartbreaking to see it happen on final laps as well.
Definitely is, but that what's as harsh it might be, it really is keeps up the suspense going, makes it also interesting, and I'm completely blank with this. I mean, I've got a sort of a couple of feels that I know if the fastest car in the final showdown of the 5 cars will complete this, then I definitely know, probably got a feeling who's going to be the winner of combustion and electrics. But we've seen it happening here this afternoon already. What if this is going to be the case as well? I don't want to be negative here, but we've seen some top teams having some bad luck, and this really, well, mixes up the top ranking, and maybe we'll see a complete new winner here. But I think if everything goes well, these teams have really had the whole day to check everything up and make everything work and go into the test area, and the drivers, I think, had a nice sleep in this morning as far as they could get, so they get to full concentration today. I think we will definitely see some good lap times here, and I'll definitely keep my eyes focused on Zurich, Green Team, Delft, all the top cars of the electric teams, and of course GFR, who just did a fantastic 72 second in the autocross. So this is the team I'm betting on today that will be seeing some under 70 second racing lap times.
Yeah, I think both you, I and Mickey, we're all coming up to our last lap as well, so hopefully we don't break down on our last lap, and we can give a really good commentating show for the teams, for all the teams here and all the commentators here today, as you go to refuel a little bit there.
Yeah, talking the whole day is quite an exhausting feature, I have to say. Really gets your throat dry, and as you might hear, we're not the professionals out there. I don't think even professionals can moderate the whole 8 to 12 hours a day, but hey, this is motorsport. We come from that. We're in the Formula Studio. We know everything as hard as possible. If there's any things that we can't do that near to the impossible, we try our best, and we're here for you guys.
So I'm really fortunate this year. I was asked to take part with the commentating team. I was complaining last year to Mickey and Daniel that I thought their commentating wasn't so good, so they decided to put the microphone in my hand and asked me to try and do a better job. So very grateful for that, because I get to be down here and be quite close to the cars and all the action. Annie and I are going to just move down here in front of the stadium. We get to watch the times and then be close to the audience. Come down cars. I mean, just the level of engineering that goes in, it's just absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, we'll just get our doping here in that. Like I said earlier in the autocross, the best thing that really helps against a sore throat is our sponsor, Isla Moss. I hope we'll get them a couple of freebies next year, because we're really going through packets here to soothe our voices and our vocal cords. But I agree with you, Johnny. Here in the pits, we've still got one car out there on the track. It is a grand sight to see so many of the top cars out here. Delft with their self-developed Apollo tyres. I mean, that is just a unique feature. I mean, looking at the car, you really think when you're on track, has it even got tyres on it? It's just whizzing around. It's lateral speed, longitudinal speed, and forces as if they don't matter at all. That's what it looks like when the Delft car is out there, and this year with wings. So this is some great performance. As we see our green team with the telemetry laptop on top of the driver as it's being pushed into its slot. In the back it says Feuer frei, so they're taking it with some hard sarcastic, as the Pat just said, the phoenix coming back out of the ashes. So I really like it how the students sort of get over their bad moments, as every team have had, but they really did a great job here.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very important lesson for life. I mean, you're always going to have setbacks, and it's really what you do when those setbacks come. You know, I mean, I often used to say to the students, because they used to be, if something major happened, I'd just say to them, we are where we are, what are we going to do about it? And just way too many students who hate me for saying that. But, it's really funny, because they have this sort of never say die attitude. They just roll up the sleeves and get straight back into it. Really what we're doing here at Formula Student, we're producing engineers for the future. They're providing a great opportunity here for our future top level engineers. So of course they're going to have setbacks from time to time, just as they will in industry. So it's fantastic they're getting an opportunity to get that experience. Hopefully we won't have too many setbacks here today.
Well, definitely there. Johnny just had a bit of a technical issues with Mike. I mean, setbacks isn't a bad thing today. I mean, setbacks is a process that everybody has to go through. It just means that maybe if you did something wrong, or the boundary conditions just forced the things to go wrong, then you learn from that, and you learn maybe to be a bit more cautious and get certain things ready into the next process that you go into, and make it a bit more efficient there. Out on track, we've still got Munich on their 14th lap, and they're really going slower and slower. Sorry, Mickey, I had to nick your microphone. It's a lot lighter than my one, and my right hand is not used to. Yeah, I think I need to go back into the fitness centre there. You're correct. But Munich is really struggling out there. The driver nearly driving just with one hand as he just come through the start-finishing line. But the weather-wise, I just hope the rain forecast is really correct. I mean, this really looks so dangerous. I mean, look at that big cumulus cloud at the back there. I think it really must be pouring cats and dogs down there just over Hockenheim centre city. It does not look good.
Yeah, it's really nice. I was just looking across there, just about thinking about going for a few questions, but I decided to leave the teams. But all faces looking skyward, I can tell you. They're all a bit nervous. I'm sure they've really been rehearsing. They're really looking at the rules there for what happens when if a rain cloud does come and suddenly jump onto the track. But I think we're all hoping here that we get to see all of these top 5 cars really going at it hammer and tong, and really getting this done right. So yeah, we really hope that the weather holds off here at Hockenheim today. So Mickey, as a driver, you've been here many times before. Can you just take us through some of the thoughts, some of the feelings that these top 5 drivers, top 10 drivers sitting here will be going through?
Well, actually, the whole final 5 or final 3, as we remembered, it started out in 2008 when we were in the final 3 with Braunschweig, Stuttgart, and Delft. And that was because of an accident from Torino. They blew an engine, and they were the fourth fastest car. They blew an engine, and they had a big oil spill just in the slingshot. So they had to stop the endurance and clean it up. And there was these 3 cars that were also competing for the final victory. They were really close to each other, and they were competing with the 3 cars: Braunschweig, Stuttgart, and Delft. And after a while, when they had the track cleaned up, they sent us out, and that was the birth of the final 3 cars. But then they extended it to the final 4 and the final 5 cars.
So what kind of feelings do all these drivers have right now? Then is it nervousness? I'm sure they're all just chomping at the bit to get out now.
Well, I can only speak for myself, but when I was in the car, my heart was doing at least 200 beats a minute. It was just really so nervous. The moment the flag drops, everything goes into slow motion, and then you forget everything around you. You just focus on, and it's better because you have only one thing to focus on, and that's the track and the car and putting in the lap times. I was glad when I got the green flag, because I could just go and do my thing, put my visor down, and forget about the rest of the world watching you.
Yeah, being from the Netherlands, you're really fond of the hardcore beats. But what was the end result of that top 3 shootout?
Well, a bit of a legend was born as well, and because in the last lap, Stuttgart was leading the pack, absolutely dominating the field. Stuttgart lost the chain in the curve, what is now called the lost chain. It was on the last lap even, and it was so sad for them. But we were in the end, we didn't know whether we had won or Braunschweig managed to take it. But in the end, I think Delft won with only 9 points difference to Braunschweig. It was such a close competition. There was so much drama in the final 5, final 3.
And talking of drama, I think we really want to see some drama here today as well. And our car, TU Munich E12, that's still out on track, is on a 17th lap, and we'll be showing the last lap sign here. And the wind is really picking up here down here. And looking back over to the west, the clouds are getting worse and worse and worse, and I can really see how there is some masses of water just coming down. I just hope within the next half an hour we're not going to get any of that near our racetrack, because then everything will change. That will mean that the drivers will have to come in, they'll have to change from dries to wets if that happens, and then they have to go out there and try to do their best. And of course those track times will not be anywhere close to what we saw so far this afternoon in endurance.
Just to come back to you, Johnny, we got a tweet from Green Team Stuttgart. I'm just going to read it. Thanks for the warm introduction, FSG Live. We feel so sick right now, so nervous. This will be the final we will remember, I guess. So that's a tweet from the Green Team Stuttgart. That's great.
Well, thank you there, Stuttgart, and you've got no reason to feel nervous, to be honest. I'm really got a positive feeling here. You really did a great job in autocross. You've got a great car out there and some great drivers, and you'll do great out there. Just like TU Munich is now on the last lap, and they think their strategy has worked. Just keep it through. They've got the whole track to themselves. They're doing 100, so a round of applause here for TU Munich as it comes through the last grandstand. Halfway into the hairpin and passes through as the whining sound diminishes as it slows down and picks up speed again, coming into the pendulum nicely, left right, and then doing a nice light left turn just before and coming into the wings section. Now we're going to see the combustion counterpart of the TU Munich team in the final showdown, and this is where, of course, our guy Andy, the driver, said, well, third gear flat out through the wings corner. That's my philosophy. And we're going to be seeing some really fast cars on that right-hand wing corner. Munich through the slalom at the moment, coming to the Broken Dreams into slight hairpin. Just sort of a tab there on the brakes as he comes right into the hairpin, nicely nudging that up. And through the horseshoe and into the slingshot over the jump, but of course that speed we won't be seeing any tyres lifting off the ground. Coming down to the final straight, so a round of applause here for Munich. Their strategy worked out, you managed to complete it. Well done there, guys. E12 gets the checker flag, and congratulations, the driver's really happy. 2 fingers up there, and I think the crowd is really happy that this is the opening. And oh my God, who's that out on track? Who are we seeing out on track? This is Wally. And where's Wally? I think we found Wally. Wally's out on track, and he's doing the track run for us. Great run there.
We've got a streaker, Daniel. We should get security informed.
So for you guys who've been following the SFG TV, that's our Wally. That's been always in trying to get its attention. I think he's getting enough attention now, but the real tyres are, not the tyres, the engines are firing up now. It's a TU Munich engine here in the back, car number 5. That's fired up its engine. It's GFR number 1, that's engines running, and close behind we got Delft number 1.
Yeah, you can really feel the tension building up here, just on the start line. Really nice to hear those sweet little engines getting warmed up. No warming up of the electrical systems, of course.
And we're just taking up position, and I think this is not the safest way of looking weather-wise at the moment, because this really does look very dark in the back. But let's concentrate on our 5 finalists here, the 5 fastest cars rolling up. I think the officials are just making a check, and yes, we can hear them. The cars are driving out. This is the excitement coming in. Fuel in the veins, and as we see it, we can hear GFR just cracking on there. Congratulations there for the first in. A roar comes up from the tribune as the car just roars past. This is a car that we really got to keep our eyes focused on, because it's a fast lap time there, you're going to see.
Yeah, just at that first turn, that left-hander, there was almost no lifting on the throttle. That was just unbelievable. The tires are cold, and still he just went flat out.
Yeah, it's a win or nothing. I mean, we just interviewing Trevor the other day, just absolutely unbelievable. As we have car number 5 there, Team Munich, just going in through lost chain, heading down over the bump.
And out comes Delft. This is one of the nice-looking compact wing cars from the Netherlands, and that car really just belting it through. He says, well, I know I've got cold tyres, but I don't care. I'm just going to give everything, because this is a final countdown, this is a showdown, and that's what it's all about.
Car number E26 there from Green Team Stuttgart. Quite a dream here. They're just setting in an absolutely unbelievable time and acceleration yesterday. So just brilliant to see them. Oh, 74.68 from GFR already. So let's see if TU Munich can improve on that. Doesn't look like they're going just as fast just now.
No, they do need a bit of time to pick up the pace. They're not like so courageous as GFR drivers are. Like I said earlier, really going for it. We just saw Zurich come out on track, so this is our 4th car. This is the last car that is just about to be released, as our guys from Munich go their first lap with 80.9. Yeah, they had a bit of difficulties there. Yesterday, difficulties with shifting, so I hope that doesn't come up their final endurance here today.
Well, let's see the first couple of electric cars. Here we have Delft, 77.34. That's very nice. Let's see what Zurich does in a couple of moments, because they are battling for the overall win.
Yeah, we've seen some pretty big scalps getting cut today, running out of fuel. You know, we've got a wheel coming off. Let's just hope that we don't have any of those sort of last minute heartbreaking moments in the top 5 shootout.
Definitely not.
And we have the Stuttgart electric car, Green Team. What an amazing time, 74.52. Well, they are not conserving any energy, are they?
Definitely not. They're saying, well, this is a competition, and like I said earlier, they've got no reason to be nervous. They're extremely fast in the autocross, and they've proven this again in the endurance one. So this is some great lap times we're seeing here on their second. slowest car on track at the moment. And now they're back up into 77. So the driver just needed a bit of time to get his pace there.
Mickey, just take us through there. We got the Delft car about to come through the corner section. Just tell us what you can see.
Well, it's such an amazing car. The driver has only have to do a little input on the steering wheel. it's such a direct action on the steering wheel, and we have green team coming around again for another lap, and it's going to be a 73.58. Well, there's no conserving there. It's absolutely amazing.
It's really amazing.
72.83 there from GFR Combustion. Time starting to tumble here, top 5. Goosebumps there, Danny.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, just looking at those cars, I mean, they are really crashing at times. And was that Zurich just gone by another 73, so the 77s are east already in the 73s. So just a couple of minutes left, and I think we'll be seeing the 69.
I was thinking they are going to be preserving energy, but these electric cars are just hammering it down, just pushing the maximum attack. It's unbelievable.
Fast and efficient. Maybe just perhaps a gentleman's agreement between them all that they're really going to go for it today.
Yes, this is something new. I mean, last year we had a lot of electric cars as well, and they didn't always go flat out. So this is just for you guys, spectators. And next through is a Delft car E1 that goes another good lap time. 77.47. Well, I'm not sure what's wrong there, if he had to overtake someone or if some driver sold. Next up is Green Team Stuttgart with another personal best, 73.23. So they really are belting it. But
another fastest time there, 72.53. This car from GFR just absolutely amazing. A lot of people just very perplexed trying to understand how on earth do they go so fast. But nice to see there's a couple of other teams there coming through. What have we got?
Well, Zurich just behind Stuttgart, 72.78. Unbelievable. I was thinking this is going to be a Russian car show, but those green team in Zurich are really putting some lap times down. It's unbelievable.
yeah, so as we can see the scoreboard, it's the fastest time so far, Combustion with 72.53, and from the electric it's just was Zurich team, and through comes Team Munich through the start finish. With their personal best, that's a 75.59. Well done there. The driver really getting grip here into the track and getting his rhythm. And next up we see Delft and Green Team.
77.7, slightly slower there from Delft. I wonder if they're maybe experiencing an issue. What do you think, Mickey?
No, it doesn't look like that. It looks like there are an energy saving mode. The first driver is taking it a little bit easy to give second driver a bit more energy.
71.39 from Zurich car. Oh, just absolutely amazing. I'm sorry, I really thought the Combustion cars were just going to clean the ball here, but no, the electric cars don't seem to be holding back. Winners there last year's competition for
Definitely, I mean, this is really a good battle between electric and combustion. We've never had that before so far as I can remember. So Zurich team way out there, 71.39. So we're going to play the ball back to GFR. I mean, hopefully drivers being informed there with their race engineer. He's going to push it a bit more because we really want to see the lap times go under 70 here.
Car number 5 there, Munich, coming through 75.16, but I think Delft has a bit of an issue here. Blue flag coming up there, so Green Team Stuttgart going to pass them down the back straight and sort of coming and closing in on them. Car number 1 as well, GFR Combustion, so I think Delft is going to lose a bit of time there on that.
Yeah, a round of applause there for the Green Team overtaking the Delft team. And next up is GFR, who does another good 72.06.
Zurich there again, setting fastest lap time, 72.69, slightly slower this time around. Yeah, slightly slower, it makes next to no difference. I think you're looking a little bit further out there on the track. Can you just tell us what you see?
Well, as far as I can see, bigger is better. in the bigger swings do seem to have a bigger advantage at the moment. But oh man, this is so exciting to see all these cars battling out for the quickest time. Green Team, Stuttgart, Zurich, and GFR really pushing for the fastest lap time. It's just great to see.
And of course, because all 5 are simultaneously put out on the track, we'll be seeing them very soon. Another 2 lap times hitting in for the drivers' chains. That's of course where everybody's got 3 minutes going on. And Mickey, what have you found out there?
Munich seemed to be slowing just a little bit. Maybe I'm wrong, but they seem to have lost just a little bit of time here in the cone killer chicane.
Green Team Stuttgart there putting in a PB as GFR Combustion just past Delft. So obviously going a bit more for fuel energy saving rather than going for absolute outright time.
Yes, and Zurich very consistent here on their 7th lap, 72.79. That's maybe 1 second slower than their best time so far. But this is really some great pace. We're seeing Stuttgart with another personal best.
I think you're spot there. They're fighting an issue. Unfortunately, seems to be some sort of red light flashing up on top of the dashboard. I wonder if they've overheated.
Red lights is never a good sign, I think, on the dashboard. That really could be high oil or water temperature or something that's going on there. The driver sort of looking left, right, as if to see, oh God, can that red flashlight just sort of turn off and be? So I think they have to be sort of in a safety mode at the moment and try to cool down the engine and get everything sorted, which of course means that in front of us here, where blue flag will be waved for Munich as Green Team Stuttgart really fly past the start-finishing line and overtake Munich here with another personal best, 72.42. Well done there.
Yeah, I was right. Munich is just put an 86-second lap, so definitely something wrong with Munich. They slowed down about 10 seconds.
Just unbelievable there from GFR Combustion driver, barely lifting off through the kink. Just unbelievable times there from GFR Combustion. It's really nice to see them out there. Really sticking it to the electric cars. We've got GFR just closing up in the back of number 5.
Yes, and scrutineers are all getting ready because this is the 8th lap, of course, so all the teams will be shown the last lap sign and drivers in the pit area getting ready. And I think Team Munich is really having some great difficulties there. I think this will be more of a 90s to 100. Delft is giving the blue flag as well. No, it's not. It's being thrown through as Zurich is still in. Pit lane was closed. That's why they have made that decision, of course, that they can't give the blue flag because otherwise Delft will be stuck behind Munich a half a lap. A wise decision, but of course a bit of unlucky there for Zurich.
Yeah, nice here for Green Team Stuttgart getting the last lap board. Nice clear track in front of them. Nobody too close behind, so no stress there for the driver.
And next up is GFR, who get their checkered flag as they are the first to enter. And Bastian waving the flag and jumping up. Well done there, GFR first driver, setting a wicked time of 72.06. All the others are last lapping now, so the rest of the cars, I think Mickey will make his way shortly and briefly into the driver's change to give us some feedback there. And Munich really struggling as they sort of crawl across. Was I right? Yeah, 100-second lap time. They really are having some issues there, Johnny.
Yeah, hopefully this 133% rule doesn't come into play. I think what Team Munich trying to do is just play the safe card here. They've obviously got an engine issue they're trying, or some sort of issue that they're trying to drive around. The important thing here for them is, they're quite high scoring in all events, so they're trying to just get the car to the end.
Definitely, those points do count. Mickey, what have you got for us there out the pit area with GFR car number 1?
Yeah, we got already the second driver in the car, and he's just being strapped down while the scrutineers are checking the engine, the car. They're looking at the tires and the suspension, making sure nothing is loose and nothing dangerous is up with the car. As soon as they're out, I'll keep you posted. And in the meantime, we have car number E26 in the pits as well. Green Team Stuttgart, what an amazing first run.
Yeah, that's the round of applause that we just heard there for our green team. And next up is Zurich, E33, coming into the pit lane here. Well done there to Zurich. You really have made some really, really fast laps. Oh my God, was that just another fastest lap time that I saw? 71.26 from Zurich. That just pitted. Well, congratulations there to their first driver, as the first driver jumps out of the car. Next in is Delft with E1. The driver just as quick as Zurich here out, but not as fast on the track times. And of course, last of all, we got our Munich guys who are really struggling hard. So.
Yeah, sorry. We have 4 cars in the pits. We have car number 1, car number E1, car number E33, and car number E26 in the pits. I do expect München. Yeah, there they are as well. So we have all 5 cars in the driver change area as well. And we have car number 1 just rejoining the endurance.
I'd say there's a few happy people there from the GFR combustion team. History is not on their side when it comes to starting the car again after the driver change. So that's great to see. Driver just checking there that the visor down the helmet just hammering through the kink.
Well, yeah, let's see how the second driver does, because the first driver really set the pace here, 72.06, the fastest combustion time so far. But of course, Zurich is really controlling this event with fastest lap times of 71.2 seconds, 26 seconds. They're still in the pits, Mickey.
Well, both E33 Zurich and Delft are almost ready. Also, Green Team Stuttgart is ready to rock and roll once more. So, but we should have all 4 cars out there in a minute.
Okay, well, let the Phoenix rise then.
Yeah, we're just watching GFR now here. It'll be interesting to see what the time is in the first lap. Of course, driver just got into the car, just coming out of the pits, but I have to say, really been banging off that rev limiter on that engine. Hopefully they're not carrying any issues.
Well, I think the first driver and the technicians, the race engineer, will probably had a thorough look at the car and looked at the data and maybe just made a certain decision to make sure. We don't know yet, but 74.95 looks to me like the driver is trying to push it more into 72s like we've just seen from the first driver. Any news from the pits, Mickey? If we've got the next car that's ready to start its engines or has got the traction control light on?
Yeah, we do. Green Team Stuttgart, yeah, they're just coming up towards the line, to the marshal with the green flag, and also the tractive system active light from Zurich is on. Yeah, the car is moving up as well. So now we only have Delft and Munich in the pits.
I've just dropped my sunglasses down. Sun has just come out, which is really good news. It just seems like this rain cloud's just opening up for Hockenheim for us here at Formula Student Germany. Frank and every one of the organisers doing a really good job there to get the weather organised.
And out comes Zurich just before we saw Stuttgart, so well done there, Green Team and Zurich. Of course, we see Zurich time on the board. That's not, of course, the second driver, but the first driver that just managed to get the car into the pit. What we just mentioned earlier with the current best time here on track with 71.26. Let's see how GFR does. As they go over the start-finish line was 71.43. That is their personal best. Well, congratulations. They really are 0.2 seconds slower now than Zurich. Well done there to the second driver from GFR. Amazing.
Just absolutely unbelievable. I think the thing about GFR is, I mean, such a fast car. And they, you know, I've been talking about this all weekend. Both electric and combustion cars seem to really be hanging the car out. But they're super clean. They just seem to be moving around.
We have some little drama unfolding in the pits because the car for number 5, University of Munich, has having some trouble restarting the engine. Driver is really doing his best, the best he can, but it just doesn't want to start at the moment. So if anybody wants to do a little prayer for them, then this is the time to do it.
Okay, I think we need a bit of support here from our audience. Maybe clap their hands in the rhythms like 1, 2, 3. Come on, guys.
Yeah, that worked. That worked. Oh no, he stalled again. So do a little bit more praying, guys.
Okay,
come on,
guys. Come on. 1, 2, 3. Come on, guys. Shout it. Munich. 1, 2, 3. Munich. We've got to get them up here. I think the engine, this is not last.
Oh, we got GFR coming through with a 70.31. Got us 1 second off their quickest time so far. So, Mickey, we're getting close to breaking this 70 mark. I think it's going to be a combustion car that does it.
Well, definitely set the pace now. I think that's up to the Zurich driver as we just see Delft go through the slalom and cone there. That's 1 second off. What about Munich? Is that support helped?
Well, we should sacrifice some laps or something because this is really not looking good. He just managed to get the engine started, but then he stalled again. So, this is very. My heartbeat is going like hell because it's so sad for them at the moment. The driver is desperate. They still have some time left, but it's not looking good.
Yeah, Ren Team Stuttgart coming through there with a 63.98. Second driver slightly slower than the first, but yeah, we find this with the two drivers. Sometimes they're quite evenly matched, but sometimes just a little bit different, as we got ETH Zurich coming through there, putting in a 75.99. Also seems as if there's slower drivers in there, so we'll see what GFR can do.
And it's all over from Munich. It's all over from Munich. Unfortunately, they couldn't get the engine restarted, so that's a DNF for car number 5 from Munich. So let's give it to them, gentlemen. Come on.
A round of applause for Munich, who sadly couldn't make it, but again we can carry on that round of applause as well for GFR for breaking the 70-second lap time barrier. 69.83. Yes, they are the fastest car on track so far. Well done there to the second driver, GFR. Let's see if we can keep getting those seconds dropping, maybe even a 68-second lap time. Really tough luck there for Munich. I really feel for them. My old team there, they really had some difficulties yesterday with the shifting, and it just shows that if something is not working well, it somehow will come up later on the endurance. That's what history has always taught us so far.
Yeah, we've got ETH Zurich here just going through the horseshoe. Yeah, just a good steady race from then, and we got GFR sort of slowly but surely closing in on them. Let's see what they can do. Zurich absolutely hammering the way down the back straight there, coming through and giving us a 74.78 as GFR across the line. 70.14, slightly slower that time. I wonder if the 69.83 is the fastest we're going to get today.
Yeah, but we just have to look at the times in general. I mean, GFR were really quick at the beginning of the car. First drivers were really close up, but with the second driver, we really got a big time gap. I mean, 4 up to 8 seconds, that is a lot of time that the other teams are losing up in front. So brilliant job over there.
Yeah, really interesting. I was over speaking to the GFR electrical team a couple of days ago, and I said to them, yeah, you know, you GFR, you come here, you don't come here to win, you come here to dominate and destroy. And they said, no, that's the combustion team. Yeah, so it seems like the electric teams really just sort of settling their lap times down. I'm not sure we're going to see them come down much lower than those sort of 77, 74 seconds.
Well, if the pace, it was obvious they couldn't keep up the pace just they had in the beginning, because that was so fast. Keeping up with Corvallis GFR is just unbelievable. So I do believe they will have to slow up a little bit. We see Zurich doing a 77, but that's because they were overtaken just now.
Well, the times has definitely dropped, but GFR is not dropping at all. They are keeping with 70 lap times, very consistent. That's a very consistent driving here from driver 1 and driver 2 so far in the car. That really does seem to be one of the top teams, if not the winner again for this year, if they continue this. Next up, we've got our Delft team coming to the start finishing line with another 77 lap time on their 14th lap, so they're very consistent also. But
yeah, it's just interesting to see. I wonder if they're playing the game that they're trying to go for the energy scores. We see car number E26 Green Team Stuttgart just clip a cone there at the end of the straight. Yeah, you know, it's sort of that balance between time and the amount of energy you use. So I think we're seeing the overall winners of the electrical class being decided right here and right now.
I definitely have to agree with you there as GFR comes over, and the cone killer chicane, 2 cones at least.
Sadly,
and
69.
Next comes out is Zurich. They're taking the precautions there. Zurich comes through, and look at that. He took 2 cones, but it was another fastest lap, 69.44. He is really pushing it, that driver.
Yeah, Mickey, take us through their 15, 17 laps into this. What are you feeling?
Well, this is just great to see. GFR is absolutely just dominating the field. They can push and push harder. They even had the fastest driver in second, so they can even. I think they're having a little bit of battle between them. Who is the fastest driver at GFR? They know that if they finish that, they're going to win this competition. So this is just amazing to see.
Oh, but quite a few cones, I must say, on this lap. I saw quite a few marshals running down there at the halfway point as we've got E26 coming through. Green Team Stuttgart putting in the fastest times now of the electric cars. So it's going to be really tight at the top for the electric cars there. But GFR Combustion have just come in here and absolutely dominated, and they're getting the last lap sign. Fantastic for them. As they're hitting the rev limiter there coming through. Killer cone chicane. Not too many killer cones over here right now, but I think a few more out on the track. Whoa! Big sideways moment there for car number E33 from ETH Zurich.
Well, definitely just looking at the lap times from Delft, they are so consistent, 77.5, 77.55, now 77.65. So really, that driver really needs just to get it home. And I think it's not a bad bet, like you said before. Zurich and Stuttgart are at least 4 seconds faster than they did on every lap. So it does look that's going to be a tight squeeze, and that's going to cost Delft a lot of points in the endurance, but maybe they could gain again on the efficiency. We never know. We'll just have to see how that runs out later on. And here comes Delft again. See if very wide there. 77.65, 77.36, very consistent, just half a second quicker. Next up, we've got Green Team coming through with 75.11, and I think I'm feeling a couple of drops there.
Yeah,
oh my
that's
God.
interesting.
No, we're in the last lap there for GFR. They're safe. They got it. A round of applause for GFR, and Bastien waves the checkered flag. Come on, that is some great performance. Well done there to American team GFR and Ravensburg. You are really rocking the show today. Thank you so much for making it such an exciting time for us to commentate and view, and we are getting wet and wet. The track is coming to an end. I'm not sure if this is just a couple of raindrops. I hope it is, because we've only got 2 laps or maybe 3 laps left of these cars, and this would be really a shame if this will be declared a damp or wet track.
Mickey, you're driving around, you got a couple of wet spots on your visor. Tell me, what are you thinking?
Well, let it be over as soon as possible. You're thinking a couple of more laps. I don't think they will have a big problem with a couple of drops. It's not raining that hard, so I do believe the track temperature will not drop, and I don't think the track will be declared damp or even wet. So just a couple of more laps left in this competition. So I don't think there will be a problem.
And of course, these tyres that Delft are running, you've been telling us during the weekend that as the last lap board goes up for car number E26 from Green Team Stuttgart, you were telling us that these tyres are, as we got a cone there for E33 from ETH Zurich.
Yeah, as we see car number E26 slowing down a little bit as well. I'm not sure whether that's due to the rain or maybe because they need to conserve some energy, but we're also on the last lap for Zurich. This is exciting.
Yeah, big roar here from the stands and grandstands. I think a round of applause is deserved for their final lap for Zurich and Stuttgart. Both electric teams are really doing a great performance. Delft is a bit behind, but still there in the top range, so they're doing great as well. But I think all the teams deserve a round of applause, because they really had some astonishing performance here for our electric cars. They've really put on a great show here for us today. 71.26, and what's this?
We got some issues with E26, or
yes, it is Green Team. They're going extremely slow now. This is their last lap, I think. So we just have to cross our fingers that they've got enough juice over the last 400 metres that they come into the horseshoe. Delft has been shown the last lap now and passing the start-finishing line with another slower lap as it is. So they are really running slow just to be cautious and keep it safe and hopefully run about Green Team. I think that looks strong. Green Team are coming through to the finals and wave the checkered flag. Congratulations there to Green Team, and it's really raining a bit more and harder as Zurich come down the straight. Hopefully that's not going to affect. Oh, just spin there, and he gets a checkered flag as well. Congratulations there to 2 teams. Zurich and Delft is the only one out. So Zurich and Stuttgart, they have completed the lap time. So well done there. Where's Delft? I'm still seeing. Oh, there they come through the pendulum.
I'd say there's a few relief people there in green t-shirts in the stands. Fantastic story of Green Team Stuttgart. I wonder whether or not they can actually do the total dream and win this electric championship.
Well, that would be all down to the fuel or the energy consumption, but oh man, they really did a good job out there, and let's see whether Delft can finish the last couple of 100 meters and as well. So we will have 4 out of 5 finishing the endurance. That's pretty good, I guess, and it's been awesome.
It definitely has been awesome, and talking about that, Delft is the last car to complete the endurance. Car number 1, the winner of last year's Hockenheim, being shown the checkered flag, and Bastian making a good stunt show there as he jumps up to show the last checkered flag of that. Thank you, Bastian, there, and thank you to all the teams. This has been a really exciting, a great showdown of the fastest Formula racing, student racing cars here in Hockenheim. Big disappointment there, of course, for Munich. But I've had definitely a great time here. What about you, Mickey? Have you enjoyed it here so far?
Well, this was fun.
Definitely was. What about Johnny? Where is he? He's getting a last sip of water, but it's raining.
Just giving a few commiseration handshakes there to Monash. Real shame there that they went out car number 66. I'm sure Scott won't be so happy sitting. He'd be happy enough, but a bit sad. But well, nice at least that they won the Bam Pop Award. So I'll make sure he gets a bottle of Victoria Bitter when I'm over there in Australia later on this year.
Yeah, definitely. There was some bad luck as well out there, but that's motorsport, that's racing. I think you spectators, you got one of the greatest shows we've seen so far for a long time here, especially in the final showdown. And look at the weather. I think our weather god has really listened to us. I mean, the praying this morning really has helped. The rain clouds streaming left and right of us, and now a couple of raindrops come down. But I think we got back to the teams. Mickey, I can't see. Maybe have you got someone there for us who to interview? Maybe some of the teams that we can see. They're all still in the car, and Delft is not looking too happy at the moment, the driver. But we just have to wait a moment here until the drivers just calm down there. But I really have to thank you for audience. It's been great here commentating at FSG 2014 in Hockenheim. We've had Bernd here with his camera team and media team. They've done a great job for all you guys out there to get this out internationally. Cardiff has really been profiting for that, and I can say a big thanks for them that they are managing to get the live stream up and running. Our commentary hopefully has helped in some sorts getting to the information to you guys. And I think it's now time that we have to start coming to an end, Johnny. What do you reckon? Our voices still have to have some voice left out to tonight, otherwise we can't order our beers.
Yeah, I'm just glad we managed to make it through the top 5. Yeah, it's been a fantastic day today. I mean, really great amount of finishers. It's sadly some real sort of big heads were really scalped today. You know, they just running out of fuel. Sadly, some of them on the last lap as well. Really hard to see that one, especially for those teams. But really cracking top 5 shootout there. What about you, Mickey? What do you think about today?
Well, I had so much fun. There was so much action and so much excitement. I enjoyed every second. I don't know about you guys, but I really enjoyed every second, every minute of that.
Well, I enjoy it every year. That's why we come every year here, and I hope Johnny, Mickey will be seeing you here next year as well. Johnny, as a newbie on a commentary team, I could say big thank you here for our Irishman. Round of applause. He's done a great job here to really help us out. Our voices are still there. That's a good sign, and hopefully for next year, Mickey, I don't think Johnny, I think we welcome every one of us here back, and we'll see you guys next year in Hockenheim 2015. Thank you very much, and bye-bye. We'll be seeing you at the Mahler party, and for you guys, I think the FSG live stream has to stop because only pictures can witness what's going to be happening later on. Bye-bye. See you guys.
Thank you very much, and see you next year.
Yeah, thanks very much. See you next year, guys.